Welcome to Free Soul Awakening, the podcast that invites you to liberate yourself from conditioning, fear, and self-doubt. And remember that your soul was never meant to be caged. It was meant to be free.
Hey guys, my name's Ashley. Welcome back to the podcast. This is my podcast, Free Soul Awakening, or welcome if you're here for the first time. My name is Ashley. I'm an evidential medium, and I've been on my healing journey for about 4 years, almost 5 years at this point. And this episode, we're gonna kind of talk about overcoming obstacles. I recently went through a pretty challenging period in the span of 4 months, so I kind of wanted to talk about how I handled those situations, and hopefully maybe that helps you, because I was going through a period of my life where it just seemed like it wouldn't stop. Like life just kept just throwing everything at me, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. And I know we've all been there. I mean, we're human, so I know that there have been times probably in your life where everything just feels like it's just coming down. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And it's hard to keep a positive mindset. So I'll talk a little bit about kind of what I went through. And I'm sure you guys can relate in some aspect. It is currently November. So starting in June, I lived with my ex-wife for a while, about 10 years, and we have a son together. We stayed living together for about 3 years after our divorce. We were just co-parenting, and we were great friends at the time, so we thought, why not? It's expensive out there. And this year, we really were thinking about schools for our son, and we decided to move to a different state. And I was like, okay, let's go. Let's do it. So that was coming up for me. And I knew that was going to bring a lot of challenges for myself, because I've lived with her for 10 years. So that was definitely going to be a change and a challenge for me, even though we were kind of at that point living separate lives. But also that came with the challenge of not seeing my son every day. And that was really heartbreaking for me. I was having nightmares about it. I was having nightmares that I lost him, about natural disasters, and it was absolutely terrible. So I knew that was also going to be challenging. And at the same time, I had to find somewhere to live, because the house that I was in, I lived there since I was 19, and currently I just turned 36, so I was 35. So, for about 16 years, and that was going to be a big change for me too. So in the midst of that, I found an apartment, thank God, and the week that I was moving here, my car got broken into and my wallet got stolen. And that sucked, because I needed a U-Haul, and I know they were going to need my license. And I thought, and you know what? When that happened, I just thought, okay. I noticed that my wallet was stolen, and I thought, okay, what do I do? I freaked out for about 5 minutes, and I said, okay, this isn't helping the situation. So how do we fix it? Instead of just worrying, how do we fix it? So I immediately just canceled my cards. I got a new debit card that day. My credit card was coming in, and I got a new duplicate license, whatever you call it. And and then I was like, okay. And my girlfriend at the time, she lived in the state that I was moving to, so I currently live in Delaware now. And luckily, she came with me for the U-Haul, and we used her ID, and it all was fine. But when I got here, about a month later, I thought, okay, everything's great. I moved in, I was starting to get used to the routine of having my son every other week, but I was closer to him. And then my girlfriend at the time broke up with me, and I thought, okay. Anything else? I was very angry with my guides, and just kind of angry at life. Just really, I wasn't really understanding, but I did. At the same time, I am in therapy, and I see my therapist every other week. But I did sit and realize, okay, well, I have to let myself feel. Right? That's the most important thing, is that you're not trying to bury your emotions. You're not sticking your head in the sand. You're just dealing with them head on, which is scary and it sucks and it hurts. No one really wants to do that. I don't want to do that, but it's just part of life. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna let myself feel sad. I'm gonna let myself feel hurt, feel overwhelmed, not just with the breakup, but with the change, with every change that's happening. But I also wanted to keep a positive mindset because we have to understand that change is so important for our growth. It's so important. It's imperative that we grow. And the only way to do that is through change. And even though at the time it sucks, no one likes change. Maybe some people do. I don't. I definitely don't. But it's so important. It's important for us to change and to grow as human beings and to grow really on a soul level. And so I thought, okay, I look for lessons in everything, right? So, and I really wanted to keep a positive mindset because life happens for us, not to us. And I have a very, very strong relationship with my guides, and I talk to my guides all the time. And it is comforting knowing that they're there, knowing that we do have support. And whether you call spirit guides, God, whatever the case is, it's really, really kind of imperative to have faith in something that's higher than us because we know that they are protecting us. And I knew that I was going to come out of this. This wasn't the first time in my life that something detrimental happened or that I would say it's one of the first times that there was change back to back to back to back. But I knew I could get through it. I knew I could get through it and I knew it was going to get better. I knew I just had to move forward. Just had to move forward. And one of the most important things is that we are responsible for our own happiness. And I talk about this a lot that no one is going to make us happy. Not one person is going to come in and make us happy. There's no partner, child, nothing. They can make us happy. Our friends can make us happy. Our family can make us happy. But at the end of the day, true happiness comes from within. Because if you don't have your person or you don't have your family here, or, once you go back home and you're by yourself, are you still happy? And we're responsible for that. So I thought, okay, I got to get back to what makes me happy, what sets my soul on fire, which is hiking. So I found this park and I was going to watch sunsets and found new hiking spots. And I used to do jujitsu. And I absolutely loved it. It's a great sport. It's a great sport. And I knew someone, one of my friends was actually a vet tech, and she was like, oh, come train with us, but she was down in Delaware, which was about an hour and 15-minute drive from me. But once I moved down, I said, okay, I'm ready. Like, let's go. I joined her jiu-jitsu gym, and it's been incredible. It's such an incredible community. The people are amazing, and on top of that, I actually met someone at jiu-jitsu, which is crazy. I wasn't looking. I don't do dating apps. I kind of just wait for the universe to put somebody on my path when they think I'm ready. And yeah, and that just happened, and we've been dating, and it's been very healthy and very very exciting. I do just want to reiterate, if you're having a tough time, if there are things that aren't going your way, if you're feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, my advice is to talk to God, talk to your guides, go connect with nature, connect to yourself. Meditation has been huge. I talk about that. I talk about meditation a lot, but meditation is huge and it will allow you to connect to yourself, your guides, your higher self a lot more and be okay in the stillness. And that really did help a lot. Overcoming difficult obstacles is hard. It's challenging. It's very challenging. But the good thing is, if we have a positive mindset, we can really overcome anything. And it's okay. We're human. It's okay to to be sad. It's okay to feel overwhelmed and frustrated. It's okay for you to get angry at your guides in your life, but staying positive and knowing that it's going to get better. And you can tell yourself and repeat that as many times as you need to. It's going to get better. Keep moving forward. Keep chasing happiness. Keep doing the things that you love. Find things that you love. Don't just sit at home and lay in bed and sit on the couch and get up. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. But just find something that makes you happy. Take a bath. Take a bubble bath. Have some tea. Read a good book. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your home. But I would suggest and recommend finding community. There are so many clubs and gyms and whatever else out there that you can find community in, and you can find help and resources and support. And I think that's imperative to our growth and our healing. Understand that if you're going through significant change, that's so important. And it's important how you handle that, how you handle the change, and how you grow with it, what you can learn from it. So I think that's my episode today. I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit because I think in life we've all had struggles. We're going to continue to have struggles. I'm going to continue to have struggles. There's going to be more heartbreak and more change and more happiness and joy and more fulfillment, and we just have to hang on to the fact that it's going to get better, that we have people supporting us, that we have our guides and God watching and supporting. So if you're going through a tough time, it's okay. You can always reach out to me. My DMs are always open. I'm on Instagram and TikTok, FreeSoulAsh, at FreeSoul_Ash. Free Soul Awakening podcast too on YouTube and Spotify. So I think I need decoration because I just moved and I need like a new setup. So it looks plain. Definitely need some new decoration. But I think next up I'm gonna have my therapist on, and we'll see. We'll see what we want to talk about. So but let's pull a card, shall we? All right. So I got my Spirit Messages Oracle deck. Thought that was a good one. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Okay. So we got ground yourself. That's right. Ground yourself. And it says, being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow Spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with the divine source. So absolutely. I mean, I think Spirit's always coming through with advice that we definitely need. And this, I definitely need it. I definitely need to go outside immediately in nature and just connect with nature, connect with the trees, just sit, put your feet in the grass. Everything is energy, right? So you can receive energy from the earth. Just take your socks and shoes off and put your feet in the ground. Go hug a tree. All right, guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks.